Hello everyone, I am Shreyas D. Thank you for watching The Legal Chronicle. Today we have Ruchi Wagaralkar, third year law student from Government Law College, Mumbai. She'll be helping us to understand whether GLC Mumbai is the ideal law college for you guys. So, hi Ruchi, I'm Shreyas, and today I'll be taking your interview.
Hi, Shreyas.
So, I've heard a bit about Maharashtrian corona hit. So, how has it been there? It's been lockdown or something?
It's been a little different, I would say. It's still a little bit difficult to settle in,
Okay.
but I think we're getting by fine.
So, you're staying in Mumbai right now?
Yeah, I am.
So, how is it things there? Like, is it lockdown right now or what?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a semi-lockdown. In my opinion, I hope the lockdown kind of continues to extend even more because situation in Mumbai is not that great.
Okay, it breaks the chains. Okay, anyways, let's begin with the interview and we'll jump right into the first question. So, could you give an introduction on your college with the name and its location?
Yeah, so the name of my college is Government Law College, Mumbai. It is affiliated to the University of Bombay, and it is located in the city of Mumbai in Maharashtra. And in Mumbai, it is in Churchgate.
Okay, how is the transportation facilities? Is it in the center of the city or how is it outskirts or something?
It's actually quite approachable from any place you stay in Mumbai. So even if you're staying on, say, a little bit outside Mumbai, that is in Navi Mumbai, where a lot of our students do reside, uh, because there are constant trains, like from from wherever you are staying to the center of the city. That also it's like it's
The suburban
it's very near to like suburban areas as well. Yes. So even if you're staying in a in a place where you do not have a direct train, it is still near to the location that is like the Victoria's Terminus or VT station in Mumbai. So it's very close to that part of the city as well. So it's quite approachable.
Okay. So coming to the college point of view, what are the combinations provided for the law students in terms of BCom, LLB or something?
Yeah, so we have two courses available. One is the BLS LLB, Bachelor in Legal Sciences, along with an LLB course that is for 5 years. I am a part of that course, and the second course is a normal LLB course that's for 3 years.
Okay, so there's just two courses. That is, one is for 3 years, one is for 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So is there any standard to be maintained in terms of dress code or attendance for a student?
Dress code, I would say nothing very specific, as long as you're decently dressed. I would say, even just like how a person doesn't necessarily have to be a lawyer who's entering the high court, just how like you're decently dressed for a high court or something. I think a similar situation would apply to my college as well.
Okay, and about the attendance?
The attendance. So recently we have started with a 60-40 system, like in college. So I am the person who is in in the last batch of the peer, like the people who are like students who are giving 100-mark exam. So attendance was a little bit relaxed before the 60-40 started. However, a 70%, like a minimum 70% attendance was still compulsory.
So attendance is yeah, go on.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
Okay. So 60-40 would like the 60-mark exam and a 40-mark internal that would happen in class. Because the 40-mark internal would happen in class, it is quite necessary for like you to be in class for that. So I would say for your marks, it's quite necessary for you to be in class.
Okay, so it is kind of strict, but it's not too strict. We can see that, right?
Yeah. Not not very strict, but I would say be in class, obviously.
That's great. Okay, fine. In terms of academics, what is the student faculty ratio in terms of the quality of the faculties or the strength of the faculties?
So I would say that my faculty, so we have many part-time professors, and we have like some full-time professors as well. So so it's not so it's not like we have a lot of professors or quite less professors either. I think given to the students, I think it's a good amount of professors, and the quality of professors, I would have to say, is quite maintained. It's like it's quite well. Sometimes we do have guest lecturers coming from outside, and because my college is located in in the heart of the city in Mumbai, from where even the Bombay High Court is quite close, many lawyers or judges who have who are invited to come and speak or to give a lecture per se would it would be quite easy for them to come as well. So I would say that my quality of professors is quite good.
Great. So as the High Court is near to the college, it gives an add-on advantage for the college, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, great. So in terms of resources provided by the college, in terms of databases, so how exactly are they maintained?
The database. So we have one librarian and a couple of other professors also, who are associated with the library department, who are quite helpful when you approach them regarding any sort of database where where um, where a student would require its resources, and if it is something that the student cannot pay for, or if they ask for the college to pay for it, then the librarian will definitely look into it, and mostly the outcome is positive. So so I believe the like in terms of databases and resources, it's quite well maintained as well. Because my college is so old, we have books that are more than 100 years old as well, and they have been maintained in a very good condition. I have friends who have borrowed books from the library for their moot court competitions, or for any other like research paper or something, and all of them have always come to me with amazement and said that, oh my god, do you know this book is like more than 100 years old, and and because you can see like the pages are very old, the publication and everything, and the library at GLC is quite beautiful. You would have books from like in all subjects like available. They have these big, really ancient looking. It's it's like when you think of the word library, you have like an ancient sort of situation. Like okay,
That's
so
it.
and my library kind of gives off that vibe, and obviously like the seating and everything is like it's quite normal. It's not air conditioned or something, but I would have to say that keeping all those things aside, keeping the luxury aside, um, the library gives off really educational books, like knowledgeable books, any books that, for example, like because a person's like not from Mumbai and is staying in hostel and doesn't have access to those books that we are studying in our syllabus, even all those books you can find in the library.
I can say library is the greatest treasure for colleges like GLC Mumbai. You can find very old books which are rare to find on online as well. Okay, so moving on, how supportive is the college in terms of students' internship prospectus and in the placement cell?
Okay. Law subjects in my college, like for the 5 year law course, that is the BLS and LLB, um, so the law subjects would start in your third year.
Okay.
So the law subject, so you'll be studying quite like history of courts, or logic, English, political science, these kind of subjects in your first 2 years. So if a student wishes to intern in those 2 years, like it'll be quite easy for them because they would have a lot more like time on their hands to intern. And for third, fourth, and fifth year, where we do have law subjects, most of our lectures have been scheduled at a very, very early uh, time of day, so that you get enough time to intern, like post, say, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So at the same time, you can attend your lectures and intern as well. Secondly, our placement cell is quite active. And they in fact they constantly post on Facebook regarding any notice, or like calls for applications for an internship, or even an associate position or something, like throughout the year. In fact, I see it like every 2 days or so on my phone. And there are specific two events that my placement cell holds. The one's the February placement week, and one's the September placement week. So in the month of September and February, they have two big placement weekends that they spend 2 days on students, like coming and filling out applications, and and them and the placement cell contacting the recruiters. They have a huge list of recruiters that the placement cell works quite hard to like throughout the year to collect for those two placement weeks, like for our students. And apart from even both of those things, the fact that GLC's alumni network is quite strong. So every time anybody sees the college, Government Law College Mumbai, on their resume, even a judge or like even say a senior advocate is quite keen on at least talking to this person. So they immediately call you in and talk to you. And post that is just your charm, I think.
Okay. So basically, the placement cell has done its work. It has given you a platform which gives you all the opportunities which is required for a law student. Okay. Yeah. So moving on, as a law student, you'll just not sit in the library and read books. You'll also have the co-curricular activities. So how exactly is the mooting culture and the trial advocacy culture in the college?
Mm-hmm. So the mooting culture is very active in college. In fact, not only just the mooting culture, we have the debate and literary society that encourages debating and and submitting any form of literature. We have the law review committee that that invites students to write um, for the law review that's published every year in GLC. And I'll just go into deeper in each of them. So mooting, we have the Moot Court Association of our college that is very active in its internal mooting as well as external mooting. We have great moots that have been organized by GLC, and there are moots that that GLC sends students to as well. So the Moot Court Association, the committee, it handles students like forming a team in the college, and helping them in case they need any kind of guidance, and also sending them to like their respective Moot Court competitions. We have students who have excelled in mooting to quite an extent, I would have to say. In the last year, we have won we have qualified for the JASA Gold rounds. We have won the ELSA Moot Court competition as well. And we take a lot of pride basically in our mooting culture. We constantly have internal eliminations happening in college by the Moot Court Association, and I would have to say that mooting is quite a competitive activity in GLC, and so is debating. Like I personally am not a debater, but I know for a fact that a lot of debaters in my college are very competitive. In fact, the debating seniors, like the seniors who have excelled in debating and adjudicating debates, they have also helped the incoming juniors to like to to build up that debating culture in their year. And a similar thing goes for mooting as well.
I can see. Yeah, go on.
I'm sorry. So we have, in fact, it's just not these two committees. There is the SPIL committee that students promoting international law, that like they are actively involved in sending students for judgment writing competitions, and they also have a student, and they also conduct judgment writing competitions. Like quite recently, we had one as well, an intra one. So it's actually like like many committees doing their own thing. We have the alternate dispute resolution committee as well that encourages students to like take part in ADR and negotiation and mediation competitions. Personally, I have gone to one as well, and I know for a fact that all your seniors will help you, even if you've not been to one, because like ADR is like a sort of a new thing coming to law, like coming into law. I know it's been quite quite many years, but not many people are even aware of about it. People just know about mooting and debating. They are not very acquainted with the ADR competitions that are happening around the country and even around the world. So I would have to say that that's when your seniors, like my seniors, like they come into picture. The GLC seniors from the fourth year, third year, fifth year, doesn't matter. They are quite helpful and approachable, and like they help you prepare for these things even if you ask them.
Okay, I guess the seniors are most friendly kind of stuff over here, rather than this normal seniors who actually scare you in terms of examinations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so coming to the last question of this interview, on the scale of 1 to 10, how passionately would you recommend this college to all our viewers?
I would say go for it. GLC is one place that I think should definitely be on your list of applications, like whenever you're applying for CLAT and for CET. I personally had applied for CLAT as well, and unfortunately, I did not get through to a good NLU. But I know for a fact that many of my batchmates and my juniors and my seniors who have gotten into NLUs or through CET into different colleges, they have decided that, oh, maybe I don't want to get into the NLU culture of it, which is quite rigorous. So I have to say that NLUs do train their students quite well. In the atmosphere in GLC, it would give you not just an like a knowledgeable, not just a theoretical perspective on law, but also a practical aspect of law, and that would include constant meeting, constantly talking to people, and and going for competitions and training yourself, and then thereafter then training your juniors to do it. So I would have to say that GLC has been that place for me, and I would love to see the new batch coming in, and like us training them after my seniors trained me. So I would have to say that GLC is quite a good place to be in, and that I'm very happy, and I'm really glad that the Legal Chronicle is doing this, because I think many students kind of waste their 1 year or 2 years not knowing, like, oh, maybe NLU is not the thing for me, or maybe like some other normal college is not a thing for me, and I'd like to go to an NLU. So I think this would give them quite a good insight into how the college is doing. It's actually pretty good initiative.
Yeah, it's great talking to you, Ruchi. So that completes our interview.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Riyas.